In movies and money, Venom, Let There Be Carnage turned out to be a blockbuster, and it's about to take on Bond at the box office. Film critic Erik Childress is here with all of the action.
Hi, Angie.
Erik, Venom blew past expectations this past weekend. Talk us through the numbers and what you expect going forward.
Well, last week on the show, I said that anything above $60 million would be a major victory for the sequel. Even its own studio, Sony, was lowballing expectations down to $40 million. And with no streaming options available, fans showed up to the tune of $90 million and pushing the top 10 at the box office to the 11th best October weekend ever. Of course, the rest of the films only grossed a combined $36 million, but that is still no small feat. Neither is becoming the biggest opening weekend of the pandemic, beating out July's Black Widow. The question will now be if it will challenge another Marvel-based film, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is headed somewhere around $225 million.
Those are big box office numbers, and now there's the new and highly anticipated James Bond, which could shake and stir audiences. Here's a look.
His name is Safin.
And what does he want?
Revenge. Me.
When her secret finds its way out, it'll be the death of you.
Erik, what's your expectation for the numbers that Bond could put up this weekend?
Well, after last weekend's explosion, all bets are off, one might say, especially given that Bond fans have been waiting nearly 2 years for this film to hit theaters. Early on, it was expected to actually come out in November 2019, before the pandemic took hold. And this wait may turn out to be a good thing, considering that it is widely agreed that the last film, Spectre, was the most disappointing of the Daniel Craig era. Nevertheless, that disappointment still led to over $200 million domestic and $880 million globally. Can No Time to Die push the box office further this weekend and become the first film of the pandemic to gross $100 million this weekend? That's a number that has never been achieved in October before, and the best Bond had done was an $88 million start with Skyfall. So it would be quite the achievement all around, and will depend on an older demographic to do what hasn't been evident in this time, and that is get out to the movies. Now, this weekend is just a few days, though, and no matter what that final number ultimately is, No Time to Die has its eye on a much larger global total. With a start this past week of over $121 million internationally, this film is likely to become just the second film of this period to reach $500 million at the box office, and that number should not be in doubt.
So now comes a big question. What did you think about No Time to Die?
Well, I could easily bury the lead on this one, Angie, but in so many words, I liked it. And the thing I surprisingly found myself engaging the most with in this outing is the tone of not just the film as a whole, but of Daniel Craig's performance, which I think is his strongest during his run as James Bond. Now, this is the first of any of the Bond actors to have an actual story arc instead of just individual adventures that reset at the beginning of the next film. And that allows our hero to forge a path towards either an everlasting happiness or one that keeps him alone forever. Now, don't worry, Bond fans, there is still some solid action here for everyone. Maybe not as much as you might expect in a nearly 3-hour film, but there are some great moments, including the opening prologue and an extended sequence featuring Craig's Knives Out co-star, Ana de Armas. Rami Malek's villain feels like both the character and the actor think he's more profound than he actually is, and some of the storytelling is a little messy as well. But overall, if we are ranking the Daniel Craig films, I would put this firmly in the middle behind Skyfall and Casino Royale, but above Quantum of Solace and Spectre. A good Bond film, if not a great one.
And that is fairly high praise coming from you. Thanks so much, Erik.
Thank you, Angie.
Go to businessfirstam.com for where to see our show on TV.